Today on Eligible, we have quite the divisive figure. This man has been highly criticized during his time on Netflix's Love is Blind TV show. And quite frankly, my research has led me to the conclusion that most people are upset with him for doing nothing. Today, we are going to give him a chance to speak and hear his side of the story. And without further ado, Ben Mezzenga, welcome to the Eligible podcast.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
The Eligible podcast is all about being single and getting to know eligible bachelors and bachelorettes, specifically in Nashville because that's where I live, but also worldwide. And so I don't want today to be all about Love is Blind. We're going to get to know you. We're going to talk about your previous dating experience and just like see what's going on in Ben's world. So you're here in Nashville, but you haven't always been here. Tell me about that.
No, I grew up in Minneapolis for the whole 28 years of my life, except for a 6-month stint in Newport Beach, California. Just wanted to get away from the cold right after college. Moved there, couldn't afford it, moved back home, and now I'm here in Nashville.
Couldn't afford it. Yeah, fresh out of college, moving to California is pretty brave.
Yeah, it was wild.
So what made you want to move to Nashville? Is that getting into it too soon?
No, I'm was kind of in a spot where I had just gotten let go from my job. I had just had 6 months of traveling and pretty much unemployed, just living as much of the life I've wanted to live that I could. And then I just figured after traveling, I didn't want to live in Minnesota anymore. I was like, I need to actually be somewhere outside of Minnesota for a considerable amount of time. And it was either Chicago. It was actually for sure Chicago until I visited a friend in Nashville. And I'm like, this place is actually incredible. Then I was able to lock down a job here, and now here I am.
And what do you do 9 to 5?
I'm a software sales rep.
I'm sorry again if I ask like questions that might be obvious to the public. I actually have not watched your season of Love is Blind, which I feel like makes me completely unbiased. I'm an unbiased party here to talk to Ben, as Ben is today in today's day and age. So I apologize in advance if I'm asking questions that the world already knows the answer to.
No, you're good. And I'll be able to answer them in the correct way instead of what people might think.
Okay, cool. So you're a software engineer? Is that what you said?
Sales rep.
Rep, okay.
Yeah, so pretty much I just call people every day and see if they want to buy the software.
What software do you sell?
It's a safety telematics software for trucks.
That is very niche.
Yes.
So you just talk to truck drivers all day?
All day, every day. They're actually very talkative. It's kind of fun.
Oh, I bet they are. They have nothing else to do. They're just driving.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you nailed down a job here. What else has dating in Nashville been like for you? Have you been on a lot of dates here?
So I have a thing. I hate first dates.
Me too. That's why I started a podcast.
Oh my gosh, this is incredible.
I want to ask you if it's like the same reason I don't like first dates. I feel like there's a weird pressure to like decide really early on whether or not you like somebody.
Correct.
That's why. That's my reason.
The amount of girls that I've taken on a second, third date, because the first date I was not sure. And then the second and third date, I'm like, you know what? Actually not it.
Yeah.
And then I maybe will like not shoot them the text of like, hey, I'm not seeing this going any further. And I just ghost them.
Yeah.
And then they get really upset with me because they were liking me. And I thought it was a mutual.
Like not connection.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like if I'm not having a connection, they're not either.
I don't know. I guess that's the case by case scenario. And also I think that everybody's opinion on that is different. Like I think every girl is different. Like what I might want would be completely different from another person. Like somebody else really might want that closure and that communication. And some people do prefer to be like, oh, that's awkward. I don't want to deal with that. So I don't know if there is necessarily a right or wrong way, especially if you've only been on 1 or 2 dates.
Yeah. Well, that was the issue with some of the stuff that came out on the show Love is Blind was girls I had dated in the past and maybe not communicated my disinterest right away, had come out of the woodwork and saw an opportunity to get their 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, and it did work, unfortunately for you. I don't want to jump into that too soon. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to all that. So if you don't like first dates, what do you do? Are you on the dating apps? Do you meet people in real life?
So
are you celibate?
The dating apps. Yeah, actually, no. I do the dating apps. My preferred is meeting someone out and about because then I think there's so much about someone when you first see them in person and you can get their vibe. I believe that you can, if you haven't met someone in person, you go on like a Hinge date.
Yeah.
Within the first 5 minutes, I'm like, I know.
Yeah, and then you're just there.
Yeah, and then you're just there and you're like, okay, now I just need to fake it for the rest of the time. Honestly, what I do with Hinge dates or girls I match with on dating apps is I'll usually be like, hey, are you out and about tonight? Me and my friends are out on Broadway or Midtown or wherever we're at.
Okay, you're still new here, so I guess you still like Broadway.
Except for the fact that we met on Broadway, so.
But the night, okay, yes.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, we did. You and I did meet on Broadway through mutual friends, and the only time I ever go to Broadway is literally when people are in from out of town, and they drag me by my ponytail to
Okay.
Broadway because I don't really like
Mm,
Broadway. There's too many people out there.
that's what all the locals say, but I still love it.
How long have you been here?
3 months.
Oh, okay, well, that's fair. All right, I'll give it to you.
Okay, but I don't see myself getting sick of it because
Mhm.
you can have the chill bar with the live music if you want, or you can have the crazy club, and they're right next to each other.
And if you step outside, it's gonna smell like feces and vomit.
That's just, pros and cons.
Anyways, Broadway, okay, so you meet girls on Broadway.
Not necessarily Broadway, but somewhere out and about where I'm with friends, she's with friends,
The
and
group hang, I love the group hang. I'm a big supporter of the group hang. Some people think I'm crazy. Some close friends of mine are like, I love going on dates and I love just going to dinner with strangers. And I'm like, "Oh, I don't wanna do that."
yeah, that's kind of crazy to me. But
So then you hit on girls in out and about? Like or do you wait for them to come to you? Like,
so, I mean, if I've talked to them on the dating apps, then I'm like,
that's
hey,
true.
yeah, we're in Midtown. And then I'll see them and be like, hey, oh my gosh, hi, great to meet you. And
Yeah.
then it's an easy way to go up to them. Otherwise, if I've never seen someone before or like talked to someone before and they're at a bar, I don't necessarily have any pull to go up to them. It's something where I want to, but I just end up having way more fun just hanging out with my friends and not
Yeah.
worrying about. And funny enough, usually half the time, more than half the time, I'll find my way into like crossing paths with the girl that I've been
Mhm.
looking at all night.
How do you think like dating or at least like going on dates or pursuing women has changed since you've been on the show?
I would say it's gotten easier.
Yeah.
It's been a lot easier
Because he's like
to
famous now, right?
I mean, a little bit. And it's honestly just to the point where if someone's going to talk to me and they recognize me from the show, they're okay with everything that's happened on the
Mhm,
show.
mhm.
So I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
It,
Do you get, like, icked out by fan
no, I don't really get icked out by fans. I'm kind of,
you like the attention?
yeah. Like, I mean, if anyone on the show is going to tell you they don't like the attention, I would say they're a liar.
Okay, so this actually is a perfect segue into one of the topics I wanted to talk to you about because
Mhm.
I've always had the opinion of, like even on, like, The Bachelor and Bachelorette, there's always that one girl in the group that goes to The Bachelor and is like, "So and so is here for the wrong reasons. She just wants to get famous." And I just
Mhm.
personally, I've never been on Netflix, I've never been on any TV show, but I just have a hard time believing that anyone goes on there without an ounce of,
Mhm.
"Hey, like, this could turn into a career that I don't have to sit behind a desk for." I
Yes.
think as much as somebody can be ready to go into being married and into a relationship and can hope for the best,
Mhm.
I think there is a portion of every single person in this day and age that
Mhm.
is cloud chasing in a
100%.
sense. And I don't know why everyone's villainizing that. Like they're just jealous that they can't go on Netflix. I don't
Mhm.
know. So I want to let you talk on that subject because I feel like that is something that was sprinkled around in what I've heard about
Mhm.
you is people were accusing you of being there for the wrong reason. Is that what the girl
Yeah.
said in the video?
She just said pretty much, yeah, along those lines of they need to do better job casting because this guy's obviously there just to get famous because he tried to start his YouTube channel in college. And she even accused me of going out to LA to try and become an actor and it didn't work out. So I moved back. She actually gave me a compliment being like, he got drafted and tried to make it in the MLB and he didn't make it. And I was like, well, first of all, I didn't get drafted, but thank you.
What does that
Um,
mean?
like so drafted into like
No,
major.
I know what that means,
Yeah.
but did you? Was it like why did she
No,
get that
because
assumption?
she
Just made up?
yeah, it misinformed. I don't know where she got half of the things she
Okay.
said about me, but
Did you wanna be in the Major League Baseball?
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that's a deeper conversation. It was one of those things where things just didn't line up like I
Yeah.
wanted it to.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it was yeah, not really an option.
So because you had a dream to pursue a creative industry,
Hmm.
and that was, like, your career path that you were pursuing at the time, that means that you can't possibly be going on a TV show for
Yeah,
the right
can't
reasons.
possibly be wanting to
Okay.
go on there to actually find a wife
Yeah.
because dating's boring and you're actually ready to settle down.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay. How old are you?
29.
Okay. Yeah, alright. And so you would have been 28 when you were getting casted?
Yep, 20. Actually 27.
27. What was the casting process like
Hmm.
for like, did
Yeah.
they come to you? What
So they DM'd me on Instagram a few times. Didn't really look into it. My family's pretty private, so I didn't think they would approve. And so I was kind of like, maybe I would want to. Wasn't sure if it was real because it just seems spammy too.
Mhm, mhm.
And then all of a sudden, my little brother got told from our head baseball coach because my brother played at the same college I did because they got reached out to by casting producers to see if there's any ex players that would be good fits. And my head coach went to my little brother, be like, "Hey, this seems like something
Oh,
Ben
okay,
could
so
be
it's, like,
interested
coming
in."
both
Both directions. So my brother comes to the dinner table where my whole family's sitting there, and my mom said, "That sounds like really cool. What's the show about?" And sure enough, told her the premise. She's like, "That actually seems like one of the more wholesome kind of layouts of a dating show.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like sucking on each other's face before you get to know each other.
Exactly.
Imagine that.
Yeah. So then when my mom had that reaction, I was like, okay, maybe I will take a meeting. And so sure enough, I had a phone call with one of the casting producers, and then we went from that to then an interview where she asked me questions that she recorded to then send to Netflix producers, people to choose who they wanted to narrow down. And then from there had I think two more interviews just with casting people that were like pretty informal.
Mhm.
And then from there, it was probably 2 weeks before flying to LA to start filming was when they told me I had the role.
Oh, man, so you didn't even like, you literally rejected the first pass, and then people are coming at you being like, "He's a clout
Mhm.
chaser, he wants to be on the TV, and he doesn't actually want Philip." So is that
Yeah.
was that frustrating for you, like, kind of getting dragged through the mud?
Yeah, because it was not necessarily because it was at me, but it just because it wasn't at other people.
Right.
Like, it was only me that was getting dragged through the mud. It was only me that was getting accused of all these things when, like I told you, I don't think there was a certain single person who would sign up for any reality TV show without hoping a little bit for the clout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially after, like, this is coming after the prior season was with Jess Val, right? Is that
That
right before?
was so that was season
So
6.
season 6 was probably one of their, like, most successful,
Mhm.
like, you've seen how viral this show can go, so I
Yeah.
feel like once these Netflix shows start to get traction and people know,
Mhm.
like, when they start to have success, it's always,
Yeah.
like, the season afterwards, you can't say that you didn't expect it. Same thing with Love Island is the 2 seasons ago, they all came back with, like, 1,000,000 followers and, like,
Mhm.
this spin-off show, and it's like, you have to know going in there that
Yeah.
you're gonna have that, and to say you don't want it is like, well, if you don't want it, then why would you go on the show?
Yeah.
That doesn't make
Exactly.
sense to
And
me.
it also, if you don't want it, you're gonna be miserable
Yeah,
because you're gonna get it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Okay, I think it's time we just dive in.
like,
Basic recap of what's
money.
happened. This is my ChatGPT overview about you.
Okay.
Ben goes on TV, meets girl in pod. Girl in pod and boy in pod fall in love. Boy and girl get engaged. Girl says yes. To
Honduras.
cool trip to Honduras.
Yeah.
Big explosion. I'm unsure, I didn't watch the show. Boy says yes to marriage, girl says no, and then we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Great
Okay, so
statement and
that's where we're picking
explanation.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Proposal or engagement ended, right? Because you never got married.
Never. Yeah, but we went to the altar.
Can we talk about the set design?
For
Netflix, come on. These
the
weddings,
weddings.
they are looking
Oh my gosh, this is not like tea, but we had zero choice on what our wedding looked like because we told the lady we wanted like a green and black and gold and then like hints of pink because Sarah liked pink, but not too much.
That sounds
And
like
we,
a wicked color palette.
what do you mean? You kind of have that here.
Where's the pink? Green and
That's
pink?
the thing. You put little pinks here and there, like little pink flowers or something. I don't know. That's what we told the wedding planner. She's like, okay, I'll come up with something. She was literally Dolly Parton threw up on a ceremony. It was disgustingly pink.
Did you go back and watch the altar scene on TV after it happened?
Yeah, because we had to film the reunion, so
Okay.
I wanted to make sure I knew everything.
Okay. So when you went back and watched that, what do you think did the show get accurately? And what do you wish that viewers could have seen that happened behind the scenes?
I think what they got accurate was kind of how we worked together when we weren't talking about the issues that they really heightened,
Mhm.
because that was 95% of a relationship. That's why a lot of people come up to me saying, how could you ever be engaged to someone like that? You guys were so different. How did it ever work? And it's because they took the 5% of film that they had us talking about what we didn't align on that they blew up.
Mhm.
So the little parts of us having fun on the getaway in Honduras, in the pod, just talking to each other, like that was all the stuff that they got right. And that's where I kind of was like, oh, this is kind of accurate.
So talking about those like perceived misalignments of these values,
Mhm.
is it an accurate portrayal of your beliefs or is there more behind the scenes?
No, it is not accurate at all. It was something where, as a straight white Christian male, there was a lot of stuff put on me. And I think this was part of me being a little bit blind to a woman I was in love with, where she was putting me in positions that were hard for me to talk about, especially on national TV, trying to be politically correct.
Mhm.
So it put me in a square of kind of, like you said, having no stance.
Mhm.
And my stance to anyone that's been asking me, any podcast that I've been on, has been to, yes, I'm a Christian male, that's straight, but I don't have anything against, Black Lives Matter or gay people or
Mhm.
LGBTQ plus community. Like I support that because It's something where I don't think the government should be involved in that. And I don't think someone that maybe has a religious belief should outcast anyone like that.
Yeah.
And so my personal beliefs is that they should be accepted and they should be willing to do everything and have all the rights that anyone has. And it's ridiculous that it was such a big deal because we really barely talked about it.
Yeah. Do you feel like if you could go back and handle the situation and the conversation differently that you would?
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people are correct when they're like, "But you said those things," and they're right. I did, and it's something that if I were to go back, I would be a little bit more direct into saying, "Yes, I didn't put myself out there during the George Floyd's riots to stand up against everyone." And maybe I wish I did, maybe I wish I didn't, but it's something where I know Sarah was waiting for an answer to see kind of where I felt on those things. And
Mhm.
maybe I don't agree with Black Lives Matter because of the behind the scenes, but I care about supporting the Black people in my life and the people that are in those groups that are marginalized and supporting them. So it's something where I wish I was just a little bit better at talking about it because I really hadn't talked about it much in my life because my friends and family knew where I stand just because of how I acted.
Mhm. So there was also some accusations around like the church that you
Hmm.
attend,
Hmm.
and because of their beliefs, you were kind of grouped into, because he attends this church and this
Hmm.
church is not accepting of LGBTQ. That
Hmm.
must mean by transitive
Association.
property
Yeah.
association that you don't believe Christians are
Hmm.
should have rights or whatever the belief is that they
Yeah,
put in
and
your mouth.
that was what was crazy was my church had a sermon about 3 years now, 5 years prior to filming, and that's one of the only sermons that they had talked about sexuality. And me being kind of a new Christian and new into that kind of going to church every day, I probably missed that sermon. I didn't know what the stance was because they just never talked about it
Mhm.
because they're a church that wants to include everyone.
Yeah.
And I knew gay people that go to the church and they felt welcomed and such. So I knew the church didn't want to bring it up because they didn't want to make them feel like there was something wrong because I
Yeah.
don't think my church believes that, except for the fact that they had that one sermon where they believed that marriage is between a man and a woman. I don't necessarily agree with that because obviously I think Jesus and God loves us all.
Mhm.
And I think we're made in the beautiful image that we're supposed to be. And it was kind of heartbreaking to one, have my church say that,
Yeah.
and then two, to have it be sent to Sarah out of
Yeah.
context so she could kind of run with it. Especially after we had just gone to our church in an episode and she loved it. And she was like, "Yeah, I can see myself going back." And that was the moment where I was really thinking that this was gonna be it.
Was that shown on TV? You going to that church
Yeah.
together? It
Yeah.
was? Okay. It is tricky because I'm a Christian and I struggle with finding churches, especially in the South, because of their traditional interpretation of the Bible. And I think it's more polarizing within people's congregations than anyone ever
Mhm.
believes in. I'm part of a pretty small in relationship to denominations.
Mhm.
I'm part of the Church of the Brethren, which is like smaller than Methodist, but like similar beliefs. And even like within our own church, this conflict of
Mhm.
like, should gay people be allowed to get married in the
Mhm.
church is like 50-50 down the middle. So I like that's my church, and my home congregation is on what I consider to be the right side of things. That doesn't mean like my entire denomination can't make up their mind. So like I would be very upset if somebody went and found a sermon by somebody in the Church of the Brethren that had different views than my own,
Mhm.
and because that person was preaching on something, then applying that to my beliefs. So
Mhm.
I actually can really see like that's extremely frustrating, and for that to be used as an ammunition is extremely disappointing in such a public light when like it sounds like whether it was the right choice or not, all you were trying to do was not have this conflict be aired to the
Mhm.
masses. And I think where on the flip side, I see why people were getting frustrated with you is because there is a difference between not being against something and then
Mhm.
also not fighting for something.
Mhm.
And I think that probably a lot of the criticism came from those people that feel so strongly about needing to fight for something.
Mhm.
And I agree. I think in today's political climate, we need to be fighting for human rights, period. And I think
Mhm.
that's probably where a lot of the criticism will come from. But I also think that people do need to remember that this is a television program. You're not getting all sides of
Mhm.
the story. And I also think like somebody shouldn't be forced to talk about things that they don't want to talk about on
Mhm.
camera.
Exactly. I mean, you hit it on the head.
To set the record straight, do you believe gay people should be allowed to get married?
Yes.
Okay, great. Do you believe Black Lives Matter?
Yes.
Would you out and openly go support an event for LGBTQ community?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so
And actually, I did in Minneapolis.
well, that's all great news.
I told you I'm an open book. Ask me everything because the way they showed me on the show was not accurate, and I just wanted to set that record straight.
Okay, well, thank you for doing that.
Hmm.
So the night that I did meet you out on Broadway,
Hmm.
and I was just asking you random questions, and I was like, "Did you actually love this girl? Like,
Hmm.
did you actually have feelings for this person?" And you, in your drunken state, so we know it's true, looked at me and said, "Yeah, that's the part that was the shittiest thing about this is I
Hmm.
truly loved this girl."
Yeah.
So it sounds like maybe this whole experience has taught you how important it is to take a side
Hmm.
and not live in that neutral zone, that
Hmm.
safe zone, and like it is important to, stand up for what you believe in. But it sounds like your values weren't that different from this person.
Hmm.
So how does that affect like how your relationship has
It was
played out?
tough. It was tough because, like I said before, it was about 95% amazing. And when she went to my church, she said she could see herself going back again. Huge thing for me because she was a Christian as well, just hadn't gone to church. And I was just getting into going back to church consistently. So I wanted a partner in that. And so I was like, you know what? This is amazing. We're definitely on the right spot. We had talked about the values thing so much that I thought we were on the same page. On camera, it doesn't look that way because they cut out so much of it.
Mhm.
We never ended a conversation where things were unsure because she was so passionate about it too. She wasn't going to let me
Yeah.
just be like, okay, bye. Like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. She's like, we're talking about it. We're going to get through it. And when the cameras turned off, it was frankly a lot easier to get really into it with each other to nail down how we believed. And I thought we were on the same page. So
Mhm.
for her to use the reason that we weren't at the altar for a reason to break up with me seemed like a cop out and seemed like there was something else going on.
Was this all happening like after the show, like when you got your phones back? So was she able to see kind of like the public shaping an opinion about you? And do you think that that impacted her opinion
Hmm.
on you?
Yeah, I think looking back at it, it was the TikTok that came out about me that really pushed her away,
Mhm.
which was frustrating because off camera, she was very like, she's gonna have my back. She's like, I got you. Like, you're my person. Like, no one talks bad about you, this and that. Like, I trust you fully. And then the cameras were turned on, and then she goes, I'm a girl's girl. I gotta support her. I can't just disown what she's saying. And I get that if she has a leg to stand on or is a friend of Sarah's
Mhm.
or has some connection that puts some validity to what she's saying. But the fact that she has an entire TikTok page of her just kind of yelling about things she doesn't like about people
Mhm.
is telling to me that you really can't trust anything she says, other than the fact that, yes, we did talk. Yes, we did have a time where we were talking romantically that
Mhm.
ended after a week, but it was also 5 years before the show was
Okay,
filmed.
sorry. I'm just getting caught up here. This girl 5 years ago went on a
Hmm.
few dates with you for a week, and then she
Hmm.
decided that when you were on TV, she needed to blow up your relationship.
Correct.
That doesn't seem very fair.
Yeah, and they had
That
happened.
doesn't seem very girl's girl.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part.
Hmm.
Was I am even told by people today
Guys,
like
I
stop
haven't
doing
seen
it.
the TikTok, so don't cancel me, but that sounds not relevant. And people will get so upset these days over shit they don't know
Hmm.
anything about. And I don't know anything about either. Again, Ben could be sitting here lying to my face,
Yeah. And
but
it was crazy because it blew up like crazy on like every like Barstool was commenting on it, talking about how this girl's crying on a TikTok because she was crying, and that was big Sarah's big thing. She was asking why is this girl so emotional about it if it really wasn't anything, because I didn't remember most of the relationship with this girl because it was so insignificant.
oh,
I to be frank,
yeah.
and because it was one of those situations where I went on 1, 2 dates with her, wasn't feeling it, so I ghosted her.
Were you intimate with her?
No.
Okay, this girl's crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry. So let me get this straight. You hate gay people, you're horrible to women, and the third part of your infamous backstory is that you ghosted your fiance after moving to Nashville. So I would like to please explain.
That fact that people don't understand that she ghosted me blows my mind because we went on to the reunion after she kind of had lulled me into this friendship where we were wishing each other happy birthday again. We were in the same room as each other again. And we actually had like hung out with the cast, and I would like text her like, hey, are you coming out with us? And I thought we were friends. So going into the reunion, I thought it was gonna be pretty easy sailing. Let's just confront the LGBTQ, Black Lives Matter stuff and make sure everyone knows what
You
my
actually
position
believe.
is.
Yeah.
And she comes at me saying, "You ghosted me," and talking about how everything after the camera turned off, I was at fault for. And so then I was totally thrown off. I kind of was babbling on the reunion. I could have been much more concise and succinct if I was prepared for that to come into play.
Yeah. You felt
But
blindsided.
correct.
What happened on the reunion?
She just went on to say that we were still, because we were planning to move to Nashville, actually. She lived here
Mhm.
while filming was going on. Now, since has moved back to Minnesota. No correlation to me moving here other than the fact that I knew I loved it, which is why I
Okay.
was excited to move here with her. But her moving back to Minneapolis had nothing to do with me moving here. And we had a final like date before the day she was going to move to Nashville. We both agreed we were just kind of in like a limbo phase, kind of coming out of filming just through the whole traumatic
Like,
experience.
let's see what real life is like,
Yeah,
you
let's take
know?
a break.
Yeah.
Let's, break up. Let's see how kind of life apart is and get settled in and then maybe come back to the idea of me moving to Nashville with her.
Okay.
I then see she gets to Nashville. I see she's out at a bar, and I was a little bit jealous. I was like, I don't love seeing where she's at. And so I unfollowed her or unconnected with her on Find My Friends.
Okay.
And because I just wanted to fully be disconnected.
Well, Find My Friends can be, like, very toxic
Hmm.
for your mental health too, especially if you're finding yourself check that.
Hmm. That was
Now to
actually
play devil's advocate, like, is there a way that could have been perceived as you were trying to hide your location from her?
definitely 100%. I can see that side of it. She didn't take that angle. She took it
I don't think I would
as,
take that angle either, to be fair.
yeah,
I'd
yeah,
be like, "Wow, he's off somewhere doing something that I don't need, like, he doesn't want me to know where he is." That's how I
yeah.
would take it.
Yeah, she never said that. All she said was, granted, this is at like 1 a.m. on a Saturday night after she's been out and I've been out. She's texting me
Okay.
and she's like, I wish you would have we would have talked about it before you unfriended me on Find My Friends
Mhm.
and everything like that. And then, so that was like maybe 2 hours after I did it.
Did you answer
Sunday
her?
morning, I text her back and
Okay.
I sent her this big apology, being like, "Hey, you know what? We should have talked about it. I was out with friends, saw that you were out too. I don't know the layout of Nashville at this point, so I don't know where she is. If she's, and this is where I was getting in my mind a little bit, freaking out about is she with someone, is she at some whatever. So sent this big apology. She didn't respond. And I'm a big like, if there's something on my mind, I'm not gonna let it sit there. I'm not gonna play the whole like wait till she responds. So I texted her again Sunday night, saying the same thing, like, hey, I've been freaking about this all day. Let me know when you have a chance. Don't know exactly what the words were, but it was just another
Yeah.
apology. Nothing. That's where she ghosted me. There was no text again.
To this day?
No, so the next text
Oh, there's
came
more.
2 months later
Ooh.
when she was going to be back in town and we were going to have a whole cast party. And I had heard from other castmates that she was going to be there. So I texted her a third time saying, hey, I think we should talk on the phone because I don't want the first time I talk to you to be at this thing. And she's like, yeah,
Especially how the last reunion went.
correct. But this was after the reunion. Or
Reunion.
wait, no, this is in between filming being done and the reunion.
Oh, okay, so this is before the reunion. Okay.
Correct. So then we have a conversation on the phone, and pretty much she tells me, she's just like, I didn't respond because I thought your apologies were very scripted and not anything that was heartfelt or sincere. And so I didn't feel like there was any reason to reply.
Did you use ChatGPT to write those
No,
messages?
100% did not.
Hand on the Bible?
Hand on the Bible.
Why
or
did they
hand
sound
on the
scripted? Is
Bible.
it just because you have, like, a corporate lingo?
Because I thought through it.
Oh.
Because I was genuinely
You were
sorry.
being intentional.
I loved this girl. I wanted it to work out. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. I don't think there's anything wrong. I sorry that my punctuation was correct and I was using words that actually communicated how I felt versus just, ha ha ha's or smiley faces or
Mhm.
whatever texting lingo is. I think this whole thing could have helped if she just would have responded to me and we could have had a phone conversation, blew through it, and I think we might have continued to be together, except I think she didn't want to be together anymore. So she was kind of using this as an out to make herself look good.
Hmm.
You have the text pulled up?
Bring it to me.
Yes. Oh,
The texts are in the building. Pull them up on your
we're
phone
pulling
too. I want to.
receipts.
Like, we're gonna compare. So she released these.
We both did. So
Oh, okay. So you did post this. Okay. This is what sounded scripted.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to apologize for just removing location stuff out of the blue and not calling you on your drive to Nash. I do care about you a lot, and I guess I am just wanting to protect my heart. I cried a lot yesterday morning, and today I know there are things I should have done better yesterday. I'm just trying to do my best with respecting you and stay on good terms and still care for my own feelings. No response. That was April 7th. The next time you texted her was May 28th. Hey, Sarah, you have been on my mind, and since we kind of stopped talking in a weird situation, I wanted to see if you had time for a FaceTime this week. It would be good to see how you're doing. And then she said something after that, but it's not in this screenshot.
Yeah, and I think there was a text above that one too that I had texted her, but it was shorter.
I'm sorry, I'm just treating this as a breakup, and once I saw you were home safely, I didn't wanna keep seeing it.
Yeah,
First of all, I don't think that sounded scripted at all.
thank you. Even if it did, we were just engaged. If we still really had feelings for each other, how do you not at least call me out? Like text me, be like, that sounded really scripted, or like yell at me. Like give me something
Yell at
back.
me, please.
Please give me something back so I know we're not on the same page. Cause I didn't know this is how she was feeling until the reunion.
Okay, so then on the reunion, she came out and said verbatim, "You ghosted her."
I don't know if it was she said that verbatim or she just used some terms or words to convince people that
So you
I
think
did.
possibly that people just created this ghosting narrative, but it genuinely didn't happen?
Based on the fact that possibly because shared our location,
Patient.
that was me ghosting first.
But at the time, you were not together?
Correct. It
So,
was one of those fizzling out of
yeah,
relationships where
as
we
a
had
single guy, you
mhm,
unshared your location from your ex. I don't where's the crime?
correct. She to give the other side, she thought we were still together.
How does that
And
unclear? I don't understand. Where's that why is she thinking that? Like, what be accountable, like,
yeah,
what is the reason she is believing that?
so we had a date the night before she left. I said, "So we're breaking up." She's like, "Yep." And to the point, I remembered this specifically. We said, "Let's just make a deal where we're not going to date someone on the show, like on the cast, because that would hurt. That would break my heart." And she was like, "Yeah, that would also suck." So we said that, and I'm like, "You don't say that if you're planning to stay
Whose
together."
idea was that? Yours or her?
Mine.
Okay. Did you come up with that because you had inklings that she might be interested in somebody else, or was that just kind of like,
It was just because there's a bunch of great guys in the cast, and I was like friends with them,
"Don't date my
and
friends." Yeah.
kind of,
Like girl
yeah,
code, "Don't date
yeah,
my friends."
kind of.
Okay.
And so I was like, let's not date each other on the cast or the people on the cast. Then the next day, to kind of her or her like argument, we did like the fizzle out like breakup texting where it's like the hey, still love you, like miss you,
Mm,
kind of the stuff where did we actually break up last night or not? And it was something where she pulled those texts out too. And, I did say those things. It was one
yeah.
of those tough mornings where she had just left and I was thinking about her. So, yeah, we were texting back and forth like we were still together. But I had remembered the conversation. So I thought she did too. And obviously not.
At the end of the day, you were the last person to send a text message before the ghosting rumors came out, so you did not
Correct.
ghost her.
Correct. And if she really thought we were still together, she could have texted me back and be like, "Hey, I thought we were still together. I don't know why you're handling this as a breakup." And then we would have cleared up the air and I was still in love with her. I probably would have been like, "Yeah, actually, that's how you feel. Let's figure out how we can be on the same page now."
Alright, fill me in from that point on to where we are today.
Yeah, so from there, hung out with the whole cast in Minneapolis because she was in Nashville. Had enough time go by where when she came back, we kind of rekindled a little friendship. I still felt very hurt and heartbroken from her. So there was no real romantic there just because I didn't trust her at all.
Yeah,
But loved hanging out with the group. So I was able to be an adult about it.
yeah.
Then we go to the reunion and she pretty much dives into me with all the stuff that I didn't even know she had against me, like the fact that she thought we were still together because she didn't bring it up at all when we were talking in between breaking up in the
Yeah. It's
reunion.
one thing to say, "I thought we were still together," and then it's another to say, "I thought we were still together, but you didn't tell you that."
Yeah.
You just are waiting to tell the
Mhm.
world.
Yeah. And so after that, I call that heartbreak number two because I thought we were friends and I actually had pictured us like watching the show together again and laughing about all the moments that they missed and all the moments that they showed and such. Obviously, that didn't happen. And that's the last time I talked to her. So moving on, kind of cut myself off from her, but still was in the group. But then the group started cutting me out to the point where one of my closest friends on the show had a birthday and I was excited helping him set up the party bus and all this stuff. Called me the morning before and goes, "Hey, you can't come anymore."
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You were helping him set it up? Had he
Yeah.
asked you to do that, or were you just
It wasn't really like setting up. It was like, "Oh, let me text some of the guys. I'll help you nail down a time." Because he was like, "I think we're doing everything on Friday, or whatever." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Like, I'll set
so
up
you didn't,
something."
like, invite yourself, like, you were, like,
Correct. We were talking. Yeah.
invited, implied, invited, and then
Correct.
something caused him to be like, "You can't come,"
Correct.
and that something was.
Was the fact that Joey and Sarah had been together and they were still together. And they weren't adult enough to bring it up to me or really talk to me about it at all to see if I was okay with it. And so they didn't want me around. At this point, I had actually already known because it was weeks after the reunion that I found out that they had taken a trip together, just them two.
Mhm.
And this was the what I call the third heartbreak was me and Joey were really close. And so for him not to tell me was kind of a heartbreak, but I was open to hearing his side of the story, open to him hopefully apologizing to not telling me because it's kind of bro code. Like if
Yeah.
you're gonna date someone's ex fiance, ask him, even if you're like gonna do it
I
anyway.
think it's probably, if I had to guess, not knowing these people, it's probably because he knew what the answer was gonna be, and so maybe it was just easier that way. I'm sure he knew that you weren't gonna be like, "Yeah, dude, go for it," unless maybe
Mhm.
you would have been.
That's I mean, it had been a year, so I was gonna be okay with it. I was like, "She broke my heart. I really don't like her, and so go for it, dude. If you wanna date her, whatever, I'm adult enough where I can be okay with it, and I know you're gonna do it anyway, even if I say no.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have the friendship."
Have the well, and also, like, the autonomy to be the
Mhm.
one, like, saying, "Yes, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine."
So he found out that I found out from a third party and calls me and was like, "Hey, dude, I just wanna let you know, like, me and Sarah have been together and doing stuff together, and I really like her." And I'm like, after I'd already I'm like, you know that I know, right? He's like, no, what? I'm like, that you guys are together? He's like, well, I wouldn't say we're together. But then I'm like, okay, well, that's not what I'm asking. Have you hooked up? And he goes, well, yeah, we have. And I'm like, I was just looking for an apology because I know and I
Yeah.
would have forgiven you. And then he's like, well, if you want me to apologize, then I apologize.
That's not really an
That's not
apology.
an apology. And so the fact that he doesn't think that and still to this day doesn't think that he did anything wrong in that position really hurts me. And that's kind of why the whole friend group kind of split. But I
Mhm.
thought we were adults enough to be in the same room as each
True.
other, aka my friend's party. But obviously they didn't like the idea of me being there. So they were able to find a way to get me out of that.
So, to this day, that was the last interaction you've had with either of them.
Correct. Yeah. There's Minneapolis is very small. So I've seen them out at bars and such here and there.
Together?
Together, yep. It is
Mhm.
funny though, I'll get texts from people from the cast that are still friends with them that still talk to me,
Mhm.
and they'll say things like, "Hey, you gotta stop talking bad about Joey and Sarah because they have been getting like crap." Because I grew up in Minneapolis, so I know everyone around there, and a lot of them are friends of mine, so they'll see them and know what they did to me and kind of give
You
me a
have to
stink. Like,
stop saying truthful things about people because they're
they're
being held accountable for their actions. That's what I just heard. I don't know.
yeah,
I'm sounding
it's
a
like
little bit more biased about this. Guys, I don't know any of these people. I would just like to reiterate, all I have is Ben's side.
yeah,
If
true,
Sarah, if you're listening to this, would you like to come on the podcast?
yeah, get her out
You're
here.
more than welcome to not come because this is eligible and you're ineligible. Sorry, I
Oh,
don't make the rules. I don't make the
oh, I
rules.
like
We're
that.
eligible.
Very true.
Are you still getting hate on the internet?
Yeah, but I'll always get hate on the internet.
Me
It's
too.
if you're trying to stop all the hate, that's when you become boring and you probably end up getting more hate.
Yeah. Okay. Something funny just happened to you in the bathroom, allegedly?
Well, I just was looking at my phone and I saw I had a text from someone who I didn't necessarily ghost. I matched it on Hinge, got her phone number, was on a trip last weekend, so didn't text the whole time. And I text her back when I got back, and she goes, "Who is this?" And I didn't respond because what do you say? Ben from Hinge? I don't know because that's kind
Ben
of
from Hinge.
I was like, okay, so you obviously deleted all my messages and you just don't remember who I am. And then she just texted me just now saying you didn't like my joke? Question mark.
So she's just butthurt that
Or
you didn't
she's
talk to her for a week. Do you like
yeah.
this girl?
I literally talked to her. I literally matched
That's a
with her on
no.
Hinge on the airport
It's
to
a
go
no.
visit my friend.
If you're watching, girl from Hinge.
I haven't met her yet. I haven't
Oh,
pulled
okay.
my bar trick on her yet.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Well, we have done a great job living through the past. I think it's
Mhm,
time we look in the future.
please.
What are you looking for?
That is the question. Honestly, it's something where I don't know to put into words. I know someone that's similar to me. I'm very spontaneous, very want to be out and about, never want to say no to plans, and I want someone to do that with me
Mhm.
because I think that's mainly the reason I'm single today and have been single for a lot of my recent life is because I have a hard time saying no to plans or anything I'm invited to.
Yeah.
So I want someone that's down to do that, down to
Dude, I have
change
that
plans
problem
and
too.
yeah.
I'll be home one night by myself and then like the next day I'm like, I can't do 2 nights in a row. What are we doing?
It's funny, my friends, we have the joke where it's like, don't invite Ben anywhere because he's actually gonna come.
Yeah.
Because all my guy friends love to like cancel plans and flake and just sit on their couch.
Biggest
So
pet peeve.
so yeah, I want someone that's gonna go out with me. Okay, if we change plans, obviously there's plans you can't change, like birthdays or big events.
Mhm.
But for example, I was gonna go out to dinner with this one girl that I saw one time prior. It was one of the first dates after like seeing her out at a bar, and I was like,
Mhm.
okay, this is kind of I can see me going on a date with you.
Mhm.
And my friends then invited me to something 6 hours before it happened. Like it happens on Nash or in Nashville all the time. It happens where you get invited to stuff last second, and it's always really fun. So that's why I have a tough time making any plans.
Yeah.
And so I told the girl, I was like, hey, like, do you mind if we rain check? I actually want to go do this one thing because I was honest with her. Uh,
Hey, at least he's honest. I
yeah.
hate that you flaked it. That's shitty. Boo.
Yeah, I guess I just don't like it that much.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like cuffing season where my body, I think, is getting a little bit complacent, where it's like girls I'm not actually interested in, I'm giving a chance because it's cuffing season and I'm like
Hmm.
cold
Never
and
settle.
I know, but it's like scary. Are you not getting this right now?
Oh, I don't date. I, I'm I'm really bad at dating, which is why I started a dating podcast. I was like, oh, maybe I'll fall in love on my own dating show, and then our first date will be on a
Um,
recorded line.
yeah, I know how that's like.
You do. However, I'm in charge of the editing here, so
Yeah, there we go.
that is the key difference. But yeah, no, I don't know. I have these dating apps. I have a new client for my
Mhm.
agency that's a new dating app.
Okay.
It's called Find, and it's based on shared interests and going
Okay.
to events and activities that you have in common.
So I have business talk right now. Me and Monica from my season, she was the one actually engaged to Joey, which is kind of funny because Joey and Sarah together, and me and Monica are now friends.
Okay,
And so there's this whole thing that Joey and Sarah together, and now Monica and Ben are together. This is crazy, even though we've never been. We've played into it a little bit, posting TikToks
sure.
together and stuff, trying to ruffle the feathers.
Yeah.
But
You
she came.
damn clout chaser, you.
I know, sue me. But she came up with an idea for Tinder, Hinge, whatever dating app. So for this dating app, where me and her play into the fact that we were a match on the dating app again, and then we like lean in to like kiss and be like, oh, actually, we are a fit and we're together, and then we kiss and we're like, did you feel something? No. Did you feel something? No. All right, let's get back on it, and we get back on the dating app.
Oh, is there a dating app? Are you starting a dating app?
No, the one that you were saying that your friend's starting a
Oh,
dating
you're
app.
coming up with content idea?
Yeah,
Oh, great. You should come to the event this weekend. It's Waka Flocka Flame.
Waka Flocka.
Did I say that like a nerd? Oh, it's giving 30.
Waka Flocka
Waka
Flame.
Flocka Flame.
Was he the black and yellow guy?
No. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Okay,
this
so
is a great trailer. They're like, what could they be talking about to bring up Waka
okay,
Flocka?
so actually, do you regret going on Love Is Blind?
So I regret some of the things I said, and if I were to do it again, I would have protected that and communicated that a little bit better. But if it happened the same exact way it happened, and I had the option to do it again or not, I would do it again.
It's fair. Did you going into it, did you anticipate having to deal with all the negative?
Yeah.
You did. So you were like well equipped to kind of handle it.
I very small scale, but growing up in Minnesota, small city, I was an athlete at the University of Minnesota, which is the only D1 school in the state. A lot of eyes are on those athletics and those athletes. So I had a lot of stuff said about me. I had stuff that came out about me and people talking bad about me. So I had kind of actually been dealing with, crappy things said about me for some time. So I've gone through that and was kind of expecting it.
What's the worst thing you did to a girl in college?
Worst thing that I did to a girl in college. I took her out to a brunch spot after she spent the night, and I went to the bathroom and I didn't come back.
Serial ghoster. Guilty.
Yeah. And then I texted her like 3 years later because there was something that made me think of her. And so I texted her and she goes, the balls that you have texting me for the first time after leaving me from going to the bathroom.
Would you like to issue a formal apology on the
Yes.
eligible podcast?
Uh, I apologize.
That was
It's,
well said.
it's just
Sound a little scripted.
no, I do feel really bad. Like it was one of those things I
You're
texted
in
her because I
college.
forgot. I literally forgot that that's how it ended. And the real reason was I was so hungover. I'd thrown up in the bathroom and was just too embarrassed. I was like, I can't go sit down at a table right now, so I'm just gonna leave. And I was just embarrassed
See,
to.
and that's the importance of having the full story. He just smelled like vom.
Yeah,
It's not his fault.
I was a serial ghoster though in college, so that was on me.
Why do you think that is?
If we're getting really deep, I grew up in a very uncontroversial household
Mhm.
where my family kind of avoided everything that was a deep topic or a controversial topic. And
Oh.
so growing
Oh
up
my gosh.
in
So the reason that all of this happened is because of your childhood trauma.
crazy, right?
So this is your parents' fault.
Well, I could have grown up and been like, I need to realize that I can have a tough conversation
Yeah.
with someone.
Oh, okay. So the peanut gallery behind the camera right now
Mhm.
is zodiac signing you right now, and you're a Libra, and apparently a key characteristic of Libras is conflict avoidant. So it's not
Mhm.
your fault, but it is your fault
I was gonna
now that
say,
you know you need to be accountable and we need to not serial ghost people and
Mhm.
we can have hard conversations
Yeah.
and that's what the 30s hold
Yeah.
for you.
The last girl I actually went on an official, like, date with, I did text her after saying that there was nothing romantic here, so let's
Oh,
just
can
stay
you read
friends.
that text message to me?
Yeah,
Let's
I was
hear how it goes.
actually really proud of it. I was like, "You know what?"
Oh,
And I didn't even ChatGPT
you
it.
didn't?
Mm-mm. So she was at a restaurant right by my apartment, and it was like a Tuesday, and she was like, we were talking, and I invited her to come over just to hang out. This was after our date, where I didn't think it was anything, but she was right next to it, and I was still trying to figure out because I know like first dates is kind of hard to get a real vibe on someone.
Mm.
If the physical's kind of there, we're both nervous. I'm nervous on first dates, so I was trying to see if it was actually the case. So she came over to my place. We hung out for a little bit. Nothing happened, and she left. And so I pretty much just said, "Thanks for coming over."
No,
Um,
I want to read it verbatim.
okay.
He hesitated. He was like, I don't know.
No, it's not bad. It's literally, I
I
understand.
wanted to say, I don't know if I'm feeling this connection to be romantic, so I don't want to lead you on or anything, but definitely would love to still be friends and see you out and about. Oh, I didn't
Yeah, she
keep reading.
said, "I appreciate that. Honestly, I'm open to staying friends," and then I liked it.
Okay. So if you could be on another reality TV show, Netflix or otherwise,
Hmm.
what is on the top of your list? What's on your wish list? Like top 3 maybe.
Oh, top three. I love Survivor.
Okay.
Big Survivor guy. Dance with the Stars.
Yes. It's on
Yeah.
tonight. Are
Yeah.
you watching?
I haven't been keeping up with the seasons.
Oh,
I've been
don't
watching the
get him on the
dances.
show.
Come
On
on.
TikTok?
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
I'm a fan bee.
yes. Oh yeah. Robert Irwin's my guy. And Joey
Grazade?
Grazade is a mutual friend of a friend I have in Nashville, where when he's in town, we're gonna hang out apparently.
Oh my god, you're so cool.
And didn't he win like his
Yeah,
season
he
of Dancing
did.
with the Stars? Yeah. But yeah, top three reality TV shows. I would probably want to do Survivor,
Yeah.
Dance with the Stars.
Okay.
Price is Right count as a reality TV show?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Game Show
Yeah.
Network? I love the
Oh,
Game Show
whoa, whoa!
Network.
It's not Game Show Network.
It's
It's
on Game Show Network,
it's on ABC. I
but
think
I'm sure they play it
NBC
on Game Show Network.
probably.
Like game shows in general, I love
Yeah,
Family Feud, great
yeah,
show. I
yeah.
feel like I would kill it on that.
People need to invite themselves to more things.
I have no shame about that. If I want to go, I'll be like, "Can I come?" If you don't want me there, you have to tell me.
Granted, as a guy especially, we don't think about that. We'll see someone and we'll be like, "Hey, we're going to this thing. Do you want to come?" And not see the person 10 feet away that heard me invite this person
Yeah,
that I would also love to come, but I'm not thinking about inviting that person.
yeah, it's
And
just
so I've started to just be like, "Hey, can I come too?" Because if you really don't want me to come, you'll say no, or you'll
yeah,
find some way to uninvite me.
yeah.
But I'm also
Like
cool
that one
with
guy did on the party bus.
yeah.
Too soon?
Mhm.
Ugh. So, do you feel like you want to be in a relationship?
So I don't think I have the best examples of relationship in my life. They're good, wholesome relationships that I think are good for them. I just will say things to my friends about those relationships that I don't like or can't see myself in, and they will say, "Well, that's doesn't have to be your relationship." So, for example, my brothers, they are homebodies and they love being close to home. They both live 5 minutes from where we grew up, have kids and this beautiful family, but they never really go out. They never travel.
That doesn't look like a dream life to you.
Correct.
Do you want kids at all?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No,
Okay.
it's something where my mom tells me that you're gonna want kids when you find the right person. But I just one, money is
Hmm.
something that they're expensive.
Hmm.
Two, freedom to just go travel and do anything. So maybe if I go travel for 3 years with my person and live that life, then I'll be ready to kind of stay
Sure.
somewhere.
So you're open to
I'm
both.
open.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not like one of those things where you're like, I definitely don't see myself having kids, and if I end up with somebody that wants to have kids,
Hmm.
then that would be an issue.
Yeah. No,
You're kind of just a case by case scenario.
it's gonna be something where I think I'm gonna have to really fall in love with a girl to know because that's where it's like, okay, I'm in love with this person. I still don't want kids. Now I know for sure.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I know it's sad to kind of say, but
Oh, that's what
I think
I kind
that's
of feel. I feel the same way. Like I think I do want. I think I do want kids, but I also don't feel so tied to like the identity of having kids that I feel like I need
hmm
to like sacrifice or settle
hmm
early enough. You know what I'm saying? Like
hmm
I don't feel like I want to change anything about
yeah.
my life right now to accomplish that. Like I have other goals too.
Yeah, and my brothers and my family do too. Like they do an amazing job. Like their lives are incredible
Hmm.
for that kind of Midwestern, want to have a great family. And here's the thing, when their kids get older, maybe they will go travel the world and do everything, but they just want to stay where they are right now because their kids are all under 5 years old.
Sure.
So I get that. And it's just something where I don't want to sacrifice the next 5 years of my life to having a kid when I'm in this state of life. So right now I
So
don't want kids.
okay, but right now you're not like actively necessarily pursuing a serious relationship. You're kind of just like waiting for the right person to come along.
Correct. I mean, life is really fun right now.
Is that like a really like passive aggressive way of saying like you're enjoying like sleeping around with people?
I wouldn't say that because I'm not.
Okay.
It's something where I definitely have like gone home with a girl
Hmm.
before, but I do have one rule where I don't go home with someone the first time I meet them.
Okay. I like that rule.
Hmm.
That's very honorable.
Because half the time I wake up and I'm like, shoot, what's their name again? Why did I go home with them?
Well, okay,
How
that's
do I
not
get
as
them out of
great, but
here?
I'm glad you're honest about it.
No, it's something where I usually wake up and I'm just like, how do I get them out of my space? Because I just want to rot on the couch right now.
But if you really like somebody, then you could ride on the couch together.
Yeah, but
No,
that's for text. Like if I feel
not the
that
first
way,
night. Yeah, like
if I
you.
feel that way in the morning, then I know, and then I'll even text
Yeah.
them like, hey, you want to grab lunch or a coffee, and then we can ride on the couch together. I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
It's all up in the air. I'm like,
You're vibing.
I mean, it's tough too when you just move to a new place. One of my friends, she just started dating this guy or went on a few dates with him. And she's like, hey, just moved to Nashville 2 weeks ago. How do I go about this? He's kind of like distancing himself, I think. I'm like, growth in those. Because you've been here, you're trying to get a relationship. He just moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
There's not in
What do you think is like the time frame for guys
I mean,
generally?
obviously there's
Like
guys that
6 months, you're like good. A year, what is it?
I mean, you how long was it before you were bored with Broadway?
With Broadway?
So I think there's a correlation between being bored with Broadway and being ready to settle down.
That's valid. Morgan Wallen said it best.
What do you say?
Leaving Broadway girls alone. I don't like crowd. Like I don't really love crowds. Like I like to be out and about, but I don't like crowds with. I don't like being touched
Okay.
by strangers specifically.
Should we dig into that?
Oh, I mean, I've been digging in. To me, like touch is a love language, and if I don't love you, get your
Mm,
fucking hands off
mhm.
me. Like,
I love that.
and so
That's
like I hate.
huge.
That's another reason that I hate going on first dates. Guys I've been on dates with will like show interest by like a hand on the leg, and when your
Mhm,
hand is on my leg and I don't know you,
mhm,
all I'm thinking about is like, fuck, he just wants to sleep with me. Like, what am I
mm,
even doing here? He's not listening to a word I'm saying. He doesn't care about how I'm a successful entrepreneur. He doesn't care about how I am like out here chasing my dreams. All he
yeah,
cares about is my inner thigh. And it
yeah,
literally is like it's like a screwdriver going into my brain that like keeps me from focusing on like getting to
mhm,
know somebody. I just struggle with it. And it takes me weeks and months for like me to want to be physical with anybody.
yeah. Do you have the kinda same? Because I say I'm a physical touch love language, and every girl is like, "Of course you are, you're a guy." Do you believe that that's like? Because I think I believe it, every guy that I've ever known is physical touch.
I think if you're thinking physical touch is like having sex, that's not really your love
No,
language.
no, that's not what I mean
It's
either.
like
It's like
it's like if we're at dinner and you want to have like your hand
mhm,
on
yeah,
you
yeah,
know like and that I think is different.
mhm,
I do think that I have a component of physical touch love language, but like it has to be that. Like it has to be like I love this person. I'm comfortable with this person. I know this person respects me. I know
mhm,
this person isn't trying to like use physical touch to like
yeah,
get in my pants.
yeah.
So I think that everyone has multiple love languages too.
Yeah, I agree. Something that's interesting with my first date that I'm curious about your opinion on. You
Hmm.
ready for this?
Yeah.
So I kind of went into a little bit how when I match with someone on Hinge, I will meet them out at a bar or something the first time. If it's not valid or not, say we match on a Monday and the conversation's going really well,
Hmm.
and maybe I want to see her beforehand, I try and set up a way where I FaceTime her, not
Okay.
weirdly. How would you feel if a guy that you
Great.
match with really?
Amazing.
Okay.
Yes.
I've had mixed reviews when I tell like girlfriends that.
I thrive behind a camera though. Like that is my literal career. So I'm not afraid of a FaceTime date. There was a guy that I went on a date with. Now, granted, this is not like a success story of the FaceTime date.
Mm.
I met his parents on a cruise
Oh,
and I was like talking to them about my life, who I am. They fell in love with me. Wooed the parents before I ever wooed this man.
wow.
Turns out, like, I'm in Greece, by the way.
And it's
And
just the parents on the
it's
cruise.
just the parents
Okay.
and me and my best friend and these parents. And I'm like, yeah, I have a singles podcast, blah, blah, blah. I live in Nashville. And they go, wait, you live in Tennessee? Our son lives in Memphis. And I'm
Uh,
like, okay, great. I was like, is he cute? Fully expecting not to be cute. Like, you
yeah.
know, when you're like, parents are like, you guys would be so
Mhm.
great. They showed me a
Okay.
picture and I was like, this might be my husband. And I was wasted on wine or no, like bagged tequila or something
Mm.
in Greece on this boat. Bagged wine and like cheap tequila shots. Very drunk on this boat in Greece. And I have a video on my phone of me going, this is me with my future husband's parents. We're gonna play this at our wedding, blah, 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 blah. Not
Oh,
thinking
no.
that this man would ever like text me. I'd probably never
Yeah.
see him in my life. No, his mom, like, sends him my contact information. We were starting, like, texting while I'm still in the cruise. He comes up to meet me and, he's staying with me, but that's also freaking me out because, like, I'm not gonna sleep with this man.
Yeah.
Um,
And that gives a
but he's,
very
like, sleeping in
interesting
my bed, but,
dynamic.
like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
sleep with him. And he comes and I honestly, it just we FaceTimed before he came, and I, like, talked to him for a while, and I felt, like, really comfortable around him. He, like, came over, and I don't know, it was just so awkward, honestly, like, he kept this is oddly parallel to, like, your story, but
Which
he
one?
just you'll know.
Okay.
Um, he just kept making a lot of, like, gay jokes, but, like, they weren't funny, and I think anytime a straight white male makes a absorbent amount of gay jokes, like, you're
I
homophobic.
never made a gay joke.
No,
I
you did
never
it. I'm just saying,
disrespected
but, like, I'm
anyone.
saying,
It
like,
was
I did not see myself with this man because of, like, the issue of LGBTQ,
okay.
and I knew he was conservative, and I knew that I was hoping it was, like, not the kind,
Mhm.
and then the gay jokes really just and I was like, "Okay, this man is not my husband," but
Mm. Interesting.
I don't how did we get on that topic?
We're talking about FaceTime dates
Oh,
and
yeah, so I
how
had
I
FaceTimed
yeah.
him, and I feel like that was nice because before he came over and stayed at
Mhm.
my house.
Well, I will do it even with girls that aren't long distance just to get the vibe,
No,
and it's
that's
like
great.
it cuts it out. And I was like, how can I figure out a way to not have that 2, 3 minutes of when I first meet them to be
So awkward.
like awkward and like be like, well, I'm not into you
If you don't look like
romantically.
your pictures or, like, you're not
Mhm.
fun to talk
And I think
to.
girls are not intentionally catfishing, but catfishing
Yeah,
on dating apps because
yeah,
like you'll see them in their obviously in their best angle and everything on dating apps. So when you see
yeah.
them in person, you're like, okay, how did you make that picture happen? But guys do too. I mean,
Can
hey,
I judge your Hinge profile?
please. I was actually thinking about that today.
Let's roast the Hinge
I went on
profile.
my Hinge and I was like, wait,
You
she's
can do mine
probably
too. I haven't opened it. I probably have to log back in.
they deleted my Hinge. I don't know who or how it got deleted, but it got deleted when I because I didn't have it for
Yeah,
like
look,
a
I'm
year
not
and a
even
half.
signed in.
How do I find my own account? Do you know how to find
Yeah, I'll find it.
you? There you go.
Ben.
That's me.
Hey, he has his pronouns on his profile. Green flag. Ally. Planned or candid, we've got a picture of you sitting on a boat.
Mhm.
Happy smiles, sunset vibes. That's good. My simple pleasures, morning coffee and drinking on a patio. Please give me recommendations for either. Not bad.
Thank you.
Maybe an alcoholic? Unsure.
No.
29, man, straight, 5'10, Germantown, white Caucasian, don't have children, not sure if he wants children. That checks out. Drinks, doesn't smoke, doesn't do hard drugs. Thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome.
Secret agent
Yeah,
is your job description. Do you get a lot of comments on that?
I
People want
do.
to know what it means.
Yep.
Ooh, mystery man.
Mhm.
University of Minnesota, Christian. We've got a festival
Mhm.
pick. That's good. I mean, that tells people what you're into, which is like crowds. Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Like woke up like this in a gas station.
Yep.
It
That
is
is
giving a little degenerate. It's just like, what are you going for? Like, this profile is definitely giving me like, I want to hook up with somebody. And if that's what you're looking for, I think you're
okay.
accomplishing
Well,
that.
I mean,
And there's a shot.
mm,
Yeah, he's in his Nashville party era. That's okay.
the gas station picture is actually giving me the most swipe ups. Like so many people are all into that.
Oh,
Like,
it's not the drinking photos and the shots.
mm-mm.
One thing you should know about me is I'm very competitive. I'm a 3-time national rock paper scissors runner.
Heck yeah.
Did you get that from someone else?
No.
You came up with that?
Yeah, it used to be, I got it from my French teacher because he
So
in high
yes, he did get
school.
it from somebody.
No, it wasn't exactly the same. He said he was a 3-time underwater basket weaver runner-up.
Okay, we've got a group photo. He's got friends, and then we've got some suspenders. Crotch shot. Again, great profile if you want a girl to go party with.
Which is
If that's what you want.
whether it's a girl that we're not doing anything serious with or something serious, I want her to come hang out with me. Also, the 5'10" thing, what are you seeing? When you see a guy that says they're 5'10" on a dating profile, do you believe it or no?
Probably not. But are you actually 5'10"?
I'm actually 5'10".
Yeah.
I'm actually closer to like 5'11". Like everyone
Maybe
says
put
that.
5'11" then.
But it's also then the girl's gonna be 5'10" and we're gonna be the same height. And she's gonna be like, and they're already so suspicious of that already. But I've had people be like, I show up and they're like, wait, you actually are 5'10". Because 5'10" usually means you're 5'8", 6 foot means you're 5'10".
Yeah.
I don't want to start my relationship with a lie.
Got sneakers on, nothing crazy. Okay, here's mine. I don't even know
Oh,
what's
yeah.
on here actually.
Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah, I didn't. I pressed accept. I'm kidding.
He had that planned.
I was thinking that when you said that. To come on my podcast, okay, you're giving off like I just want you on my podcast vibes.
Correct.
Only drink sometimes, okay. Where's Christopher Newport University?
Newport News, Virginia.
Oh,
Kind of near like Virginia Beach.
okay,
D3 school.
all right,
Liberal Arts College.
all right. You look pretty in a dress. I like that.
Thanks.
You like food and a drink. That's see that gives
What? See,
like
I got. Oh yeah, that's
that's
McDonald's. Like, I'm eating wings, guys. That's kind of actually a little fake because I like boneless wings, and those are not boneless.
But hey, it gets the message across, and it
Mhm.
gives me like same vibes with like my gas station picture.
Yeah.
It's like
A little
this is our
chaotic.
yeah.
A
You got to
little
give the picture that's kind
unfiltered.
of realistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Avoids Broadway at all costs. That's not true. Is always down for crab ragoons.
Have you
Thinks
ever
I'm
had a crab
funny.
rangoon?
I've not.
Oh my god! All right, we're gonna go get crab rangoons
Okay.
sometime.
Marvel marathon over everything. Okay, I like that. So 3 out of 4 things.
It's the Broadway.
Yeah. Me and my best friend. Is that actually your best friend?
Let me see. Yes.
Cute.
Mhm.
Together we could put some.
That was the girl that was on the boat in Greece
Oh.
when I met
okay.
my future husband's parents.
That's funny. Together we could book a last minute flight. I literally just did that today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bad time to fly.
Yeah, but it was crazy though. Maybe it's giving me cheaper flights. But I just got a flight to New York for $117.
Hope they don't cancel it.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I like the ocean picture. That's cool. And girls' legs always look really good when they have those flippers on. They look nice and.
Long?
Am I crazy?
No, I do have long legs though.
Okay, but also every time I see a girl with like those,
The flippers.
their legs look insane.
Yeah. They're free diving flippers for anyone who is unsure
Yeah,
about
you
what
can
they're-
also catch me wearing those in Netflix. Love is Blind.
Really?
Yeah, because we did in
Flipper shot.
when we did our Honduras trip, we did scuba, not scuba, but snorkel.
Snorkel.
Yeah, and then you're strong because you are arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you show this to everyone that comes on? The
No,
podcast?
you're the first one. My
Oh.
first.
Heck yeah.
I usually just rate other people's.
What would you
So-
rate mine out of 10
For myself or for others?
for others? Because I feel like you would touch that.
7.
Okay.
That's
I-
generous.
is it
It's
okay?
pretty degenerate. It's
I'm
not
also,
honestly
I'm also,
like the people that were like, he's not looking for a wife, like that's not supporting that cause. Just so you know.
Okay.
That is not giving Hinge profile looking for a wife, which is okay.
But here's the thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but dating wise, I hate the pressure. I
Get
hate
that.
when you go, we talked about this, when you go on a date and you need to have a choice if you're going to want to be fully in on this person or not by the 3rd, 4th date.
Yeah.
And that's where I've gotten myself into trouble is being like, because I love being a gentleman and honestly giving girls respect and
Mhm.
an experience that not a lot of guys do when they're dating. So
Yeah.
they immediately think like, I'm all in right now by the 3rd, 4th date. And then 5th date, 6th date, I'm like, wait.
You
this
just
isn't
want to
actually
be
right.
friends with a girl for a while before you're like, I have a
Correct.
romantic person. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, or just
get
even
that.
just like date
Slow.
casually and
Yeah.
not really talk about like, hey, how do we feel? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Because I'm fine with not necessarily being exclusive right away. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know they're all like, oh, you should be exclusive when you just start talking to someone that you're interested in. I don't want that pressure on honestly
Either
her
side.
Yeah, because I want her to be able to do whatever and be into me for me and not because she's scared of me being hurt.
Yeah. I really have to pee, so I think we should wrap this up. Is there anything else that you feel like you need to get off your chest?
Hmm.
Do you ever go out with people that like hit you up on DMs?
No, honestly, I haven't gotten many DMs.
Really?
At least not of anyone that's in Nashville.
In Nashville and like
Like-
somebody you'd be interested in.
Yeah. So it's like one thing I'm not gonna message someone back.
Do you
even
look through them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, no way you see this. I'm like, I think people have less ideas of how much clout and attention I get than they think.
Okay.
So yeah. But also it's weird because I hear like other people on my cast, like the Denver season of Love is Blind, they're starting a podcast. They're all like doing YouTube channels and all this stuff. And I don't know why our season just didn't.
Mm.
But yeah, we just kind of are the one that kind of escaped in. But yeah, I'm in need of more attention, I think.
I'm in need of more attention, said me all the time. All right. Well, we're glad to have you here. I do
you.
a thing called Shoot Your Shot. So if you do, or if you are watching this and you
Mhm.
think, hey, based on everything Ben has just said in this podcast, like I think I'm the one for Ben. I live in Nashville. I'm his wife. Then
don't
you
hate
can shoot your
Broadway.
shot on the Eligible Podcast website. Eligiblepodcast.com/shoot. Just click Ben's name. You can leave a message for him and I will pass it along to him. And if you hear back, that means that he wants you to meet him and his friends out on Broadway.
I think we should do if anyone does and it works out, we should meet here.
Okay, sure.
Have you
I
ever
only
done
have
that?
2 microphones, but yeah.
Well, you don't have to.
Oh, okay. I just got kicked off my own podcast. It's crazy. That is crazy. All right. Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate you being so honest, and
Yeah.
hopefully on the internet gets to see another side of you today.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.